En tous les cas, je vais commencer ma petite vidéo. Hop.
During Michael's life, it was often rumored that he used numerous lookalikes for his public appearances or rehearsals.
Waouh.
Months before and after Michael Jackson's sudden death in 2009, rumors ran rampant that body doubles were being used in an effort to disguise the King of Pop's ailing health. Speculation over just how able he was to take the stage first surfaced in March 2009, with some speculating he was so far from ready, a body double was needed in his place.
London welcomes the King of Pop, Mr. Michael Jackson.
About 3 months before his death, several spectators and critics started to question whether the jittery figure donning a
Voilà, il y avait la pub, là c'est revenu. Désolée.
and a sparkly jacket while appearing before the masses at the massive tour announcement inside London's O2 announcement press conference or an impersonator. A lot of people said, quote, it just didn't seem to be Michael. He was very thin, yet this Michael was stronger, had a bigger head, and always wore a wig. This London version of Michael also had much bigger hands.
Ouais, ouais, j'avais pas vu celle-là.
Jackson family said, based on her
Sur internet, mais pas là.
of the entertainer. Interestingly, the wig that he wore for the announcement was sold at an auction later.
Bon, ça c'est autre chose. Ça c'est parce que si tout le monde connaît, y a pas de problème. Par rapport à ce qui lui est arrivé, c'est logique.
With many also suggesting that the awkward, almost macho stride of Jackson heading into the arena was a far cry from his normally soft-footed walk, and that even his chin looked off. In my opinion, the man in the clip isn't Michael Jackson. It's a man posing as Michael Jackson. The apparent body doubles walk is cockier and had more bounce than Angie's typical stride, explained Bianca Cobb, a senior instructor at the Body Language Institute. Michael had a less confident walk with smaller strides and less pep. He also tended to walk with his head down and deflected attention. The seemingly double spoke more confidently by projecting his voice more and was also a bit deeper.
My final show performances in London.
Michael tended to have a softer and lower tone of voice, which didn't project across the room.
Would you please join us up here right now?
Cobb also pointed out that Jackson had straighter teeth than what was evident during the conference, and the alleged double's chin, although containing a cleft, was overall more tapered, and that Michael's upper lip didn't elevate as much as the alleged double's upper lip at full smile. Another
2022. Could Michael Jackson still be walking among us? So how? Michael Jackson was a master of disguise. He would go out in disguise and mingle with the crowd. There are millions of fans who believe that Michael Jackson walked among us in this way. Millions still believe he is among us. And in what guise does he live among us? Do you know Jack Crooner? Is the Jack Crooner who we believe is Michael Jackson in disguise really Michael Jackson? just a lie that fans want to believe? Let's explain all the reasons and evidence to you now. The real name of Jack Kruner is Alamorad Farshchian. He is Michael Jackson's former doctor. But there are big differences between Jack Kruner and Alamorad Farshchian. There are many different points such as jaw structure, nose, ears, weight, and eyes. Even if he changes every part of his body with plastic surgery, he cannot change his eyes. You can see that there are big differences. A person who acts with logic can see that these two people are not the same person. Jack doesn't look like Alamorad, but he looks a lot like Michael Jackson. He is Michael Jackson with his eyes, jaw structure, weakness, body language, and everything. And by the way, a person can change everything, but not body language. The date when the allegation first appeared was 2015. Jack Kruner held a boat party with Michael's own son, Prince Jackson, and Omar Bhatti, who grew up with Michael. Outside of this boat party, Jack Kruner was in frequent close contact with the family. It is questionable that years ago, someone who had been Michael's doctor for only 2 years was featured in Michael's family photos. Jack's hanging out with Michael's son Prince, Michael's daughter Paris Jackson, and Omar Bhatti, who is also often cited for allegedly being Michael's secret son, shows that he is more than a doctor. Don't you think it's weird that Jack has become so close to family after Michael's death? Is it a coincidence that Alamorad, who fell in love with the profession of doctor, started singing after Michael's death? Michael Jackson was a great philanthropist. He loved to help anyone who needed help, especially the orphaned and needy children. He was the best at this. He has become the most philanthropic artist in the world with a total donation of $300 million. There was also a charitable foundation that Michael Jackson started and dreamed of continuing. The name of this aid fund was Heal the World, whose aim is to ensure that children grow up with better, equal living conditions and become useful to the society they live in. What a coincidence! The doctor thought of opening a charitable foundation after 2009, and it's called Heal the Earth. Is this a coincidence? Jack Kruner's idol in the music industry is Frank Sinatra, known as the king of jazz music. Michael also appreciated and liked Frank Sinatra's music. The two big names met in 1984 and came together. Frank Sinatra expressed his admiration for Michael with the words, "The only male singer who I've seen besides myself and who's better than me, that is Michael Jackson." So they both appreciated and liked each other. Is it a coincidence that Jack Kruner suddenly started singing and did it through Frank Sinatra? As is known,